In the world of high-stakes construction, there is no greater risk than building on water. For nearly 20 years, this was Dubai's greatest ghost project, visible from space but silent on the ground. A 13-square-kilometer monument to a global financial collapse that almost brought an empire to its knees. In 2008, the cranes stopped, the investors fled, and the ocean began the slow, relentless process of reclaiming what had been stolen from it. But look at the horizon today, and the story has changed. The silence has been replaced by the rhythmic roar of industrial dredgers. Thousands of workers and billions of dollars are pouring back into the Persian Gulf. This is Palm Jebel Ali. It is twice the size of the original Palm Jumeirah. It is the backbone of Dubai's 2040 urban master plan, and it is officially back from the dead. But how do you restart a mega project that has been a failed landmark for 2 decades? How do you convince the world's elite to buy into a dream that once evaporated? Today, we're looking at the engineering, the economics, and the sheer audacity of Dubai's $30 billion comeback. Please take a moment to subscribe and like the video. It really helps the channel. To understand Palm Jebel Ali, you first have to understand the scale of its predecessor. The original Palm Jumeirah was a marvel, but it was also a prototype. Jebel Ali is the production model. Spanning an incredible 13.4 square kilometers, this island adds 110 kilometers of new coastline to the city. To put that in perspective, that is enough to increase Dubai's entire public beach capacity by 400%. It is designed to house over 200,000 people, essentially building a city the size of Geneva or Salt Lake City, entirely on reclaimed sand. The design consists of a central trunk, 16 massive fronds, and a protective crescent breakwater. But unlike the first Palm, Jebel Ali is designed for a new era of luxury. The fronds are wider, the plots are deeper, and the focus has shifted from density to exclusivity. But before a single villa can rise, the engineers have to solve a fundamental problem. The sea doesn't want this island to exist. Everything starts with sand. But here's the irony. Dubai is surrounded by it, yet they can't use a single grain of the desert stuff. Desert sand is aeolian, shaped by the wind. Its grains are perfectly round and smooth. If you try to build on it, the grains act like tiny ball bearings, sliding over one another. It has no structural integrity. To build an island, you need marine sand. This sand is shaped by water. It's jagged, angular, and capable of locking together. To get it, a fleet of specialized dredging vessels must scour the deep seabed, miles offshore. These ships suck up a slurry of sand and seawater into their massive hoppers. Then comes the spectacle, rainbowing. The ship pumps the sand through a bow-mounted nozzle, launching it into a 150-meter arc. It is a precise, GPS-guided operation. Every rainbow is calculated to land exactly where the master plan demands, building the island layer by layer from the seafloor up. Even once the sand breaks the surface, you can't build on it. At this stage, the island is essentially a giant waterlogged sponge. If an earthquake hit, or even just the weight of a heavy truck, the ground would undergo liquefaction. It would turn back into a liquid, and everything on top would sink. The solution is vibrocompaction. Engineers use massive 30-meter-long vibrating probes. They are lowered into the ground, vibrating at high frequencies to force the water out and the sand grains together. As the probe is withdrawn, it leaves behind a column of dense, rock-solid sand. It is a slow, expensive, and energy-intensive process. For Palm Jebel Ali, this has to be done across every square meter of the 16 fronds. Only then is the ground certified as buildable. While the fronds are being compacted, the island's most critical organ is being built, the crescent. This is a 17-kilometer-long breakwater that wraps around the palm. Without it, the winter storms of the Persian Gulf would erode the sand fronds in a matter of months. The breakwater is a masterpiece of maritime engineering. It's not just a wall, it's a filter. The outer layer is made of armor rock, massive boulders weighing up to 6 tons each, sourced from the Hajar Mountains. Beneath that, Layers of smaller rocks and geotextile fabrics prevent the sand from being sucked out by the tide. But there's a catch. If you seal the island off completely, the water inside the fronds becomes stagnant. To prevent this, engineers designed breach points in the crescent, carefully calculated gaps that allow the tide to flush the inner lagoons every 13 days, keeping the water crystal clear for those multi-million-dollar villas. The engineering was working. By 2008, the shape of the palm was mostly finished. But then, the world stopped.
Soaring gas prices, falling home prices, and rising unemployment.
Every day they're pounding it.
This is the most significant financial crisis in the post-war period.
The stock market is now down 21%.
Life, as most Americans know it, is about to change, in some cases dramatically.
The global financial crisis hit Dubai harder than almost anywhere else. Real estate prices didn't just drop, they cratered. Nakheel, the government-backed developer, found itself billions of dollars in debt. Palm Jebel Ali became the ultimate stranded asset. For nearly 15 years, it sat as a skeletal outline in the water. It became a playground for urban explorers and a punchline for critics of Dubai's excess. The project wasn't just paused, it was legally and financially entangled. Thousands of investors who had paid deposits in 2003 were left in limbo. It seemed the sea had won. So why in 2023 did the cranes return? The answer lies in a shifting global landscape. Post-2020, Dubai saw a massive influx of ultra-high net worth individuals seeking stability, low taxes, and luxury. Suddenly, the old Palm Jumeirah was full. There was no more beachfront left. Prices on the original Palms soared to over $4,000 per square foot. Dubai realized that the failed Jebel Ali was actually their most valuable piece of real estate. In 2024, the government officially relaunched the project with a new master plan. The focus shifted to smart city technology and sustainability. In early 2025, major contracts worth over 750 million dirhams were signed for the infrastructure. The roads, the power grids, and the nerves of the island. This isn't the speculative frenzy of 2008. This is a targeted capital-backed expansion. In 2025, Palm Jebel Ali accounted for 21% of all luxury sales in Dubai. The world isn't just watching, they are buying. History is rarely a straight line. It is a series of pivots, failures, and restarts. Palm Jebel Ali is more than just an engineering feat. It is a symbol of Dubai's resilience and its refusal to let a bad investment stay dead. The engineering challenges have been conquered. The breakwaters stand firm. The sand is compacted. But as the first villas prepare for handover in 2027, the real test remains. A city is more than just sand and concrete. It is a community. Dubai has proven it can shape the sea. Now, it has to prove it can build a legacy that lasts longer than the next economic cycle. The sand is done. The money is the rest is history in the making. Reality is finally catching up to the rendering.